I decided to write the book because I looked out into the world and saw the social challenges that we have that seem so huge, and like there's nothing that any one person can do about them. And at the same time, the parents that I'm working with are just struggling so much with their children's behavior. And I realized that our children are learning a lot about how power shows up in the world through the interactions that we're having with them. And that if we want to have an impact on what's going out in the world, we can do that through the way that we work with our children every day on the things that seem like they're related to discipline, like getting out the door in the morning and getting in bed and getting in the bath and all of the challenges that the parents are facing on a daily basis. Really not sure why we don't think more about the ways that we are working with our children on a daily basis and what that means for the kinds of adults that they're going to be out in the world related to the social challenges that we're facing. And I wonder if it just feels too overwhelming for parents, and it just seems like these challenges are so big and they're already out there in the world and there's nothing I can really do about them. And they don't necessarily think about the ways that they are interacting with their children that are conveying messages about power and what that means for how those children go out into the world. And so that's what the book really aims to do, is to draw those connections and to help parents to not roll over and have their kid run the show, but to see how they can meet their needs and meet their child's needs at the same time. When we can be in the world in a way that meets our needs more of the time, that raises our children to see other people's needs as important as their own, then we will raise children who are in mutually respectful relationships with other people on a routine basis. And I don't believe that concepts of white supremacy and patriarchy and capitalism can really exist in a world where we genuinely mutually respect each other. One of my core values is wanting to create a world where I can show up as my whole self and to know that that will be acceptable to people, and that my child can show up as her whole self and that that will be acceptable to people, and that you and your child can too, and that everybody can show up in that world, and that we can all see each other's needs as just as important as our own.